Hi everybody, welcome to GearGossip. Tonight we have another distortion box here for us guitar players. It's called the Sapphire Drive by Vahlbruch FX, German manufacturer, quite new to the market, and it looks like this. We have quite a lot going on here on this very sparkly blue finish here. It's a 2-channel layout with an on-off switch and a channel switch. I'll just cover the basics. 2 gain and 2 output bodies here. A 2-way tone control actually. One knob that says, quite invisible at the moment, tone, that works as your regular tone, and a character dial here. The manual says it works as almost everything. It changes the reaction on pick attack, it changes the dynamics, it changes the frequency response from mid-heavy to bass-heavy, but not in a EQ sense. I'll give you a hint, you will hear later. This way it gets hollow and bass-heavy and smooth and friendly, and the other way things get mid-rangey and nasty and louder. So much for the basics, as long as we're talking about dials and controls. On-off channel switch, blah blah blah. In, out, ha ha ha. And a power in. As you can see, this power in is 9 to 18 volts. So anything between 9 and 18 can be plugged in here. 18 volts might result in a higher headroom and blah blah blah. I will not test this because it leaves me too much rope to hang myself with, and I stick to batteries anyway. Sticking to batteries, this is one of the issues I have with most pedals. You have to use a screwdriver to open the base plate just to change the batteries. When do you have to change a battery? When you notice that it's dying or is dead, which is inevitably when you're on stage. Yeah, solo! Ooh. This is where this ugly thing here comes, and I guess there is more elegant solutions, but it works up and out. There's also battery supplied with the same color. Fancy stuff. And put it in. Absolutely welcome, especially if you're using a Velcro tape. Nothing beats a Velcro solution, pedal board, and then having to pull it all apart, all your cables and plugs, and then screwdriving it open in a hurry, and no, just plop out in. Done. Actually, this one has been user submitted. Thank you, Klaus, for sending me this thing here. So this Velcro is not what you get usually. You have rubber thingies that were supplied also in the package. I mentioned a package? Oh yes, I do. Okay, that's what I call packaging. The nice design and styrofoam. Something where the pedal actually fits in. Nothing is shaken around, and everything that you might need or not need, like a manual that you can actually read, is supplied also. So we are talking style here. This is what I expect when I'm paying 250 euros or more for a distortion box or some other gear. I don't like this cheapo as can get Amazon style cardboard packaging that falls apart when you look at it. Now, please, this is an example how to do it. So I have talked about dials, I've talked about the color of the battery, and I've talked about packaging. Now I should talk about sound. I should actually not talk about sound. I think you should hear this thing. So let's plug it in. What you hear now is clean. Very clean, actually. There's a reason for this. This pedal has a lot of variations that you can dial in. I'd say nuances, whatever. The more you drive your amp with this pedal, the more these things get lost. It's a 2-channel layout anyway, so keep your amp low. Switching on. You're losing some bass and you are having some sort of drive here, and it's already reacting to what you're doing. Hardly leaving clean. Or hit it hard with a bridge pickup. Oh, okay. Turn it up more. Halfway up. Oh. And we are already in crunch lead. As long as we're using the bridge. Chords. Still separated. Mild lead sounds and still separated chords. Turn it up. So this is what you get fully open. If you want more, you need the second channel. And there we have what I would call high gain. And this was the bridge pickup. Here's the neck. Hooray! Well, back to basics. So everything is on middle, now we cover the tone part. Well, I've heard, let's say, broader performance on this, but it works. Okay, I'd say from the middle there's less to gain than to lose. So you can dial in a mellow sound, but not a piercingly bright sound. Now for character. Counterclockwise it gets a little bit more hollow. The effect is more noticeable on bass strings. And there's a drop in volume. This is to my ears because my amp works this way. Compensate. My amp is pretty mid-rangey and nasty when it's driven, so if I turn these frequencies down, the whole thing drops in volume. If you have a bass-heavy amp that doesn't react to that input that much, it's a different thing. So, here we are. Comparison. Really full. As opposed to here in the middle you get these sneaking in, and you're losing bass, but you're gaining definition. Well, the other way. Raising volume when you turn it up, because my amp reacts that way. Open and nasty. While playing, you notice there's not anything forgiving. If you're playing sloppy, you will notice, as well as your audience. So what you have character that you can dial in between, and you have a tone, which is what I would already call enough rope to hang yourself with. So let's just check for usability. Clean. I want just a little bit more. And then I want gain. So stepping up, hitting it. Well, that works. Well, if you dial it in that way, you already have these very pronounced mid-ranges that you can use for Queen style. You're getting the idea. What's the end of it? I like this pedal a lot. I do not like this headset, but I can't help it. Well, the best thing for me is that you have 2 more channels for a very, very clean amp. From slightly driven to high gain. Just dial in what you want. What else can I say about it? Listen for yourself to what I played. Actually, if you want more information on this and the little cousin of this one that is called Dual Drive, check the website, which is vahlbruchfx.com. For more information on me, check levelin.com. Don't just go to Apple iTunes and get a song by Levelin. And of course, subscribe to this channel. See you until next time.